boom. There is the red light symbolizing that we are live up in this thing. Hello, everyone. I am Paul Wizzo. And before my guests do their intro, as here on Wizzo Talk, all my guests do their own intro. I have a couple of announcements to make. And I wrote them down this time just to make sure I don't forget shit. So y'all bear with me. I'd like to thank all of my subscribers and followers for the ongoing support. I appreciate it. If you like to see, and when you write shit down, you still get to going ahead of yourself. So let me slow down. If you like to subscribe to my channel, you can find the link in the description or look for me on Wizzo Talk on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. So I don't have a set schedule, so I'm always going live according to my guest availability. So make sure you hit that notification bell when you subscribe to my channel, so that way you don't miss out on the podcast that's coming up. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please hit me up in the comments. I'm always looking for guests. I'm always looking for female guests, which they are always hard to come on. And remember that it's absolutely free, 100% free to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Those are the announcements that I kind of fucked up a little bit, but take due notice thereof and govern yourselves accordingly. We're going to meet our guests, and we're going to get barbershop talk going on. Come on with it there, Woo. What you got for us?
Hello, folks. Kevin Woods, also known as Woo. I feel like I'm just glad to be amongst these giants on YouTube, and I'm already feeling like a little redhead stepchild, and because I don't even have nothing up under my name, I ain't got no ad symbol or none of that. But anyway, I'm just glad to be amongst these gentlemen and look forward to the conversation and what I can stick a feather, in my side with.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Come on there, OB. What you got for us?
Yo, it's your favorite All-American RVB Baker Jr., Army veteran. I'm just here for a great conversation with all. We always talk in different ways, but as long as at the end we have an intersection, it's great. And before I go, I just want to give a shameless plug for my brother Seven. You see this magnificent shirt I got on here, looking fly? Y'all go check out Certain Points of Bliss and get this and more. Just wanted to do that. Boom, boom.
Already, that's what's up. And I've been working with Seven, been knowing Seven, and I hadn't freaking bought one yet. But god dang it, now you done got me hyped up, OB. I'm gonna have to do that.
Hey, you're gonna have to get another one of this shirt. Now I got this one. I'm the Bliss guy. You got to get his other shirt now. He got a whole bunch of shirts. Matter of fact, don't you got some drawers on there too, Seven?
Man, I got
selling all kind of stuff, man.
He said that on the skateboards, everything, man.
Check them out.
All right. Already. All right, Seven, come on with your intro.
Yo, this your boy 7 Points of Bliss, aka the Pomegranate Samurai, man. I just want to say more bliss, more life to y'all out there, man. It's an honor to be on the Wizzo Talk Show. Y'all can check me out. Just Google After Real Truth, all one word. You'll find my shop and some of my gear, like my boy Ori over here. You can hit me up on Spotify, and you can find me on the Cosmic Currency 77 for my podcast. And like I said, man, it's an honor yet again to be here, man. Thank y'all.
All right, that's what's up. Seven, tell me about your backdrop right there.
Oh man, this is it just says Nirvana, bro, and it's got some sacred symbols in there for purifying the energy. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people are not into symbols, but symbols are worth 1,000 words, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, symbols are worth 1,000 pictures, and the pictures are worth 1,000 words. So it's deep.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. OB, what you got on your backdrop right there?
Oh man, I'm a part-time camera guy, so when I'm in Detroit, I go to the real Detroit, and they have beautiful murals everywhere. And here's one that's pretty insightful to me, man. People have the power, and I like it the most because that little dude on that bicycle was me when I used to be the chocolate Evel Knievel in the neighborhood. So I was like, yeah, I got to get this, man.
Hey, that dude on the bicycle, man, y'all probably don't know, but you be on them bicycles when you didn't have no brakes, you put that foot back there in between that tire and
I don't know nothing about that.
Hey, look, don't get me started, because like I told you, I was the black Evel Knievel. I used to stick my foot on the front tire and stop and have the back tire in the air profile and then let it drop back down.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Okay.
Mama tore my ass up for tearing up those shoes, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I was cool in the hood, though.
Yeah. So just in case we got somebody,
You didn't have no card on. You didn't have no card with no clothespin, so it make no noise like a motorcycle, though, did you?
Oh yeah, man. Look, I used to
You
double it
look
up,
kind of
man.
young, or if you don't know about that.
Hey, look, I'm almost 55, man. I can
Oh.
tell you some things, man. I can tell you about them real Chico sticks when they used to be 15 cents and I sold them for a quarter. I don't get me started my Boston baked bean dilemma when I used to get out there and make that money, man.
Yeah, you ain't had none of them. You ain't had none of them cookies with that big Indian head on there.
Oh man, I had better than that. Look, I had what's called Big 60 cookies from Winn Dixie. What y'all know about that? Look, I put like 6 in the bag, sell them for 50 cents, man. It only cost me 50 cents for like 100 of them.
Man, that's a come up.
I don't sell drugs, but I hustle the sugar, baby.
Already. So, guys, what I'm gonna do right quick, just to give a little backstory on Wizzo on Barbershop Talk, which is inspired by Arvy. That title Barbershop Talk, because I used to call it randoms. And I hit up Arvy one time and asked him to come on my random. He said, "Yeah, I like to get on Barbershop Talk." I'm like, "Well, damn." He said, and cut up the conversation. So boom, Barbershop Talk was born after I asked him, could I use Barbershop Talk? And he was like, "Yeah, man, most definitely." So I appreciate you for that title there, OB. I wanted to make sure I put that on out there.
It was both of us, man. That was a collab. I wouldn't have thought of it if you wouldn't have brought it out, bro.
Right, man. That's what's up. And the way it works is it's uncut here on Wizzo Talk, unedited, unscripted, unrehearsed, it's a whole lot of that shit. And no one knows who's going to be first. I asked all my guests to bring a topic to the stage, and then we just kind of talk about those topics and we just kind of roll with it. Everybody already done their own intro. So now I'm gonna come at you guys with my first little question, with my little comment, and just see about what you guys think. And then what after that, we're gonna go around the room and just see who have what. And like I said, you never know what anyone got. But what I'm talking about right here, let me read this right here. So it's talking about the prices of haircuts will be going up. I wrote this kind of just like this. So the prices of haircuts will be going up next week. I just wanted to get y'all input on it before I post the prices. So starting, edge up starting at $30. Regular haircut starting at $55. Beard trims, $30. Haircut with an edge up and a beard trim, $115. Cuts with a style starting at $70. Mandatory 18% tip. Kids cuts with no style starting at $55. Add $20 with the style. And so what I want to do is just ask you guys, because I've been bald for a while. Last haircut I had was $8. So I've heard about a lot of the barbershop prices that's going up. And so I just want to get you guys input. So saying, do we think, are the barbers getting what's owed to them now? Are they overpriced the haircuts? I mean, how is it that some kids over in the neighborhood, low income, can get a haircut, but then you might say, well, their mama going to the beauty shop, so she can pay the $55 for the kid to get a haircut. So those prices I just made up based on just a little conversation that I've been hearing about haircuts costing $50 and $40 and $60 just for a haircut. So I just want to go around the room and see what you guys think. So come on with it. Who got something first on that?
Oh man,
I got something. Wait a minute.
Well, I'll let Wu go.
Oh, go ahead, Orby. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, get him, Wu. Because I'm gonna
go ahead, Wu.
Do the red people know about that? Do the I mean, boy, you better not let that cat out the bag. Golly, they sure enough would go. Inflation and hit the barbershop. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
But man, my initial reaction was, I'm just gonna tell you guys a story. So Mr. Wizzo said the last time he got a haircut, it was $8. I remember the first time I went to the ATL after being enamored by everything that I saw. Y'all fill in the gaps. And so I went to the barbershop with my fraternity brother. I was blown away because back then, I'm talking mid-90s, and the haircut was like $20. And this brother went twice a week. And I'm like, man, you crazy. That just blew me away. So now, like I said, I don't know what the haircut was the last time I had one, but I still get my beard trimmed up, and I only go every 2 weeks, and it's like $6-7 or something like that. But man, I mean, everything has went up. You know, I don't know. I don't know if that's overpriced, but initial concern was kind of like what was said is what about these folks? What about these moms that's got a couple of kids? I mean, a couple
Right.
of boys. I mean, not kids. I mean, a couple of boys. You got a 8 and 11-year-old. That's a lot
Yeah.
of money.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah. No doubt. Seven. I mean, Arvin, you had some on that?
Man, I got a couple of things on that. First of all, in the Army, I used to get my hair cut once a week. And those prices range from $7 to $15. When I got out, I saw the prices going up. And when you were telling me the prices from this barbershop, I really wasn't too upset about that because, barbers got to make money as long as they doing a good job. I had to pump the brakes when you said this 18% tip no matter what. Somebody about to get cut in the barbershop. Because if I don't like the cut, first of all, I'm probably not going to pay you. And you want me to give you 18%? How about I give you 5%? But when you talk about the prices going up, here is the thing that is so beautiful about growing up in the hood and how the hood is really America. This is a great opportunity for a capitalistic kid to go invest in some clippers, get behind their mama house and say, hey, you see what they charging over there? I can hook you up $10.
Right.
And put them out of business. But long story short, I'm not against them getting, premium prices if they're giving premium cuts. And that cut better be so good that y'all thought I just stepped off a BET interview. But just to give you 18% because you're about, man, get on out of here, man. You're about to get jacked on the sidewalk, bro. Come on.
I heard that shit. Seb, what you got on that haircut?
Hey man, listen, man. I'm gonna put it like this, man. I don't know if y'all can see that.
I see him. I see that edge.
Listen, bro. When I was in high school, my mom used to give me money to go get my haircut. Back then, it was like $10 to get your haircut. You know what I mean? And then she would tip the barber $5 just because she was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like the same barber had been cutting my hair damn near all my life. So he been cutting my hair since I was a baby. So one day she had gave me some money, and I'm like, damn, I was the type of person that's like when a person does something to my head or something like that, you can close your eyes and you can pretty much feel what they're doing. Plus, you can watch them in the mirror. So if you watch somebody in the mirror do the same damn thing their whole life and you're not learning nothing, I don't know what to tell you, man. My mom gave me this money. She told me to go get my hair cut. Man, I ran to the beauty supply store, got some clippers for $15. Started cutting my own hair. She was giving me money like every week to get my haircut. I was pocketing that, buying new clippers. Just like my man Orby just said, I started cutting other people's hair in high school, man. Now, fast forward, well out of high school, I cut hair. I only charged $10 for grown people and children, and I do designs, razor linings, everything, dog. So people be like, dang, I got people. Bro, I literally got people who don't even go to barbershops anymore. They come to me. I got the barber chair and everything.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I got that from a construction worker who was cleaning out an old barbershop. He was like, bro, we got these chairs. He's like, man, I'll sell you one for $50. Man, bro, he dropped it off at the crib and everything, bro. So I got a barber chair and everything in the crib.
Oh, that's what's up. You good.
But I gotta be cutting him for 10. But I've got people who go to the barbershop, they don't even go no more. They come to me. Bro, people be giving me like $50 sometimes just off rip. Like, man, here you go, bro. You ain't charging nothing but 10, but shit, you do such a good job. And the prices that charge are crazy. Like what you just said, I guess this is like a Texas thing. Cause in the city, bro, you'll pay damn near motherfucking $80 for a haircut now in Chicago. It's crazy.
And they won't in Chicago, they won't even blink.
No, they won't, bro.
Yeah. So let me play devil's advocate here. So can't you get in trouble for cutting hair unlicensed?
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck about the white man's rules. Man.
Hey, hey, let me answer that.
That must be 7.
In certain sections, yeah, but where I'm from, no, it's perfectly legal.
But some of them dudes who work on your car, some niggas that work on your car do better than niggas who got their license to work on shit like that, man.
I ain't say I was against it, but I'm just like I'm hearing what y'all saying because I mean exactly to your point. When I hit Austin in 91 out of college, I very seldom I paid some, but I had a couple of frats that was nice with the Clippers. And you in school, good little feel for this, or
Yep.
Yeah.
a half gat of that cover you for a good month.
Yeah. Hey,
But I get it.
hey guys, also Ari and Seven, y'all know, but Woo, I'll let you know. Also, you can pay look at the comments because people, JW has been posting some stuff in the
Oh
comments,
yeah,
and
I see him.
I share them on the screen. But I
Yeah.
just wanted to see what you guys thought about the prices of haircuts. Because, like I say, last time I got one, they was 8. I cut it myself. Right now, I'm ready to trim my mustache down to from not so high up. And I ordered a deal from Amazon that you put there a little what you call it, a guard or something,
Yeah.
and do it. I used to get mine cut, put a number 1 on the clippers and go at it and edge it. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to just talk about for a brief moment. What I'm doing now is I'm gonna hit up the next person in line, and then we're gonna go on and move on to the next subject unless somebody has something else about those barbershop prices. We good? Well, ain't nobody mad but the devil. So, hey y'all, I gotta go come over here to Woo. Woo's been on my podcast because I traveled to Dallas before and did one up there and had him and she gonna kill me. I forgot her name. Woo. Monica on, and we talked about some other things I can't remember, but had a real good podcast on location up there, and or was that off location? Shit, I
That was
can't
off
remember.
location.
Off location because this is on location.
It don't matter. It's all the same thing.
I get that shit right. Anyway, come on,
Remote.
Woo. What you got for your first topic for us right here?
My first topic, man, and I should have asked the brothers a week ago. I know my. Okay, I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. I know my cousin Wizzo. I know he has kids, and I know he has some boys. So this is something that we covered in the past Bible study, and it's just been on my mind and in my heart. And I would like to hear what Orvi and especially Mr. Seven has to say about this. So, uh, do you guys think that as men, and especially fathers, uncles, as I am, godfather, as I am, which most of my god kids are little girls, but do you think that we have done the young man a disservice by innately taking emotion from them? Let me clear that up for you. So I don't know how you guys grew up. I know Wizzo and I, and not even our fathers, but even my uncles, cause his big brother, my big cousin, wasn't no such thing as, you better not cry or you fall, or just man up type of deal. And today, I just think about some of the brothers that I know, some of the brothers I grew up with, and even with my little great nephews, I'm different. I'm gonna tell y'all now, I'm different. It's okay to cry because when you take that emotion from the men and an emotion that was from us, some of us don't know how to deal with that emotion. And anger is an emotion. Fighting is an emotion. We all know not everyone went to school, has some friends that didn't have fathers in their life, and they grow up as angry men because they bottle all that emotion up. Did we do them a disservice? Think about some of your friends and maybe children, nephews, kids on the block, kids in your current situation. I don't know what you guys think.
Seven, Ari.
I'm gonna let Seven go because he said he especially wanted to hear from Seven.
All right, man.
No, both of y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna come after my brother Seven.
All right, man. I'm gonna say this because I just had this thought the other day, which is so crazy. Man, I feel like honestly, with your topic, this is great, bro. We really did do our young man a disservice. One, it's not only it's not only not just teaching him not to cry, because my father used to tell me all the time, Robinsons don't cry. I used to be like, nigga, that shit hurt. Fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, That's how I be thinking. I look at this motherfucker like, what? You mean don't cry? That shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then as I got older, I started to see like, man, motherfuckers really be pushing that shit into their sons' heads, dog. Like, men don't cry. Motherfuckers be wanting to fight all the time. Motherfuckers don't have no type of mental energy to solve problems outside of anger and fighting, and they don't know how to motherfucking handle any of their emotional spectrum. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we talk about women all the time and how they motherfucking lack emotional intelligence, how they just be all over the place. But a lot of the time, men have just as much lack of effort when it comes into emotion. But it's different because women are taught to embrace their emotions more, and men are taught to push their emotions aside. I'm assuming that's because our fathers they felt like in their lifetime their emotions had no value in the real world. As fathers, we all try to emulate the real world and be a little bit tougher on our children because the mothers will always nurture. You know what I mean? So as fathers, we have to show our children what the real world will be putting upon them. So we're a little bit rougher on them. That doesn't mean that we don't love them as much. But it's crazy that we do teach our children, or especially our little boys, to push their emotions aside because it really makes them unstable. You know what I mean? And it's not just the black boys, man. If you really look, it's them pale skins. They way worse. They come into any type of motherfucking stress. It shoot the school up. You know what I'm saying? It's do some crazy shit, shooting guns off balconies in motherfucking hotel sky rises. I mean, that was just some recent shit. They really can't handle their emotion, but that on their level is like a whole like culture thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just in them. As far as our people, we really need to stop pushing it on our young boys because we have to teach them a lot more. We need to teach them how to control situations, how to talk things out, because we've gotten to a point now as to where we're so willing to hurt ourselves quicker as to like our enemies can do something to us and we'll push it away. But if one of our own do something to us, we're ready to kill them. That is another mentality, just like pushing all that other shit aside. We need to really get into our young men's head and teach them, man, it's okay to cry. It's okay to see your homeboy crying. It's okay to give your homeboy a hug. Now we live in a society where everything called gay. You know what I'm saying? Like if a dude see another dude crying, like, bro, man, embrace that brother, man. He might need a hug. It's okay to hug your brothers, man. That shit not gay. You know what I mean? It's okay to speak to your people or other men about your feelings, man. That's another thing that we really don't do. It's not just about crying, it's about our feelings in general. Like dudes don't even want to talk to each other about when they depressed. Like, bro, we really gotta get into each other and understand that, bro, we really need each other to relieve the stress. Like, bro, we feel like we can't talk to our women about it, then shit, we got to be able to at least talk to each other about it. And it's okay to be perceived as soft sometimes, man. That shit is nothing but somebody else's viewpoint on you. That doesn't mean that you soft because you show emotion. It's strength. You soft when you hold it in because you tend to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So we really got to get into that mentality, just embracing each other and talking to each other about our feelings. Because we all got them.
Yeah. I agree with that. That's what's up. Well said. OB, what you got on it?
Well, I believe we got to get the balance right. Of course, this pumping that you don't cry, you get tough. That's how you create heartless soldiers. And unfortunately, my mom was from that era. And I'm not going to say that, I'm proud of who I am, but the Army was easy for me because of that upbringing. Now, bringing up my kids, I got 2 boys, 2 girls, and 3 stepdaughters. Bringing them up, I taught them not to cry for certain reasons. Now, let me explain myself. When they fall down and they look at their mama, I tell them, are you okay? You okay? You all right? You all right? I'm trying to mentally make them strong. Mm-hmm. It's okay for them to cry, but I want them to be able to have that intestinal fortitude to get up and try it again and do more. Because what I found is that we have the pendulum going 2 different ways, and especially in Chicago. My man 7, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We got those heartless brothers that'll kill everybody in their family, won't even blink twice. And then we got some of these brothers out here that cry for everything and make an excuse for every damn thing. We got to get the balance right. And it's not just for the boys, it's for the girls too. My girls, if you come at them and they have to put hands on you, I promise you, they're not going to be crying and mad. because I taught them they have to control that if they're going to fight. Every fight that I've had with somebody on the street that was crying, they lost because their emotions took over. They wasn't thinking about where to strike. They was just mad. They just said if they keep swinging, get this energy out, somehow they're going to land a hit. I was always taught you need to be the calmest when you decide to throw hands. That way it don't last that long, and you put your hand or your foot exactly where it needs to go. So in closing, I'm not against teaching kids to be tough, but I don't want them to be robots. And just like Seven said, there's nothing wrong with reaching out to a brother and saying, you all right, or giving you a hug. Because I'm going to tell you this, and this is not just from the Army, this is from the street. When somebody you know dies or gets killed in front of you, you can't tell me you're not going to hug somebody or break down. And that's 100% real talk. Anybody out there that's real street, and you know what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about this TV rap stuff. That real stuff, tell me you didn't lose somebody and didn't cry or hug somebody. And I'll call you a liar.
That's what's up. And I'm going to just go on and chime in on it a little bit on 3 points. First, I don't think...
Preaching kid folk, he said 3 points.
Yeah. Hey, me and Trester got a little deal. Anytime the preacher say 3 points, we know he's going to be a long time. but I see I got my daughter chiming in right here. And,
what's up, cuz?
And Jay. So, but just touch on, and I don't think I was sitting there thinking, and I don't think I was like that with Jason about telling him not to cry. I can't remember. He's chimed in, so maybe so he can let me know. But I do remember one incident, and Tristan was at my youngest son was at a football game, and they lost. They got by just like at the last minute or whatever. And he was cool. He walked over there, and this was him telling me. And when his mama hugged him, the floodgates just opened. You know, he just cried. But my point is, I told him afterwards, I say, man, it's okay, son. It's okay. Let it go. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, because that was his emotions. That was his sporting events. They was crying, and you know, just let that shit go. And that was 2 points, and I'm gonna go cover this next one before we say on thing. And then Seven we were on the podcast here about, I don't know, probably about a few months ago, maybe last year. And one of the guys asked some question about raised by your father. And Seven, I just lost it. I was crying myself because it reminded me of my mom. And I can talk about it openly now and freely and not cry, but Seven at that point, it hit a nerve, and she had already been gone probably about like, I don't know, 12, 13 years, but that question hit it and it came out. So, it's okay. You know, like Aubrey was saying with, let me let this guy come on in, you know, within reason and all that stuff. So anyway, that was it. Woo, you got something to touch on that again?
Man, no, well, I guess, you know, all those points, and I just think about myself. I mean, as I start getting older and really start maturing, thinking about, look at other cultures. I mean, and I don't know, I'm not a professional culture person, but you got some cultures where the men kiss each other on each side of the cheek. You know, I can remember my initial reaction the first time I heard, you know, Baby from the rappers, you know, kissing on this person or that person in this crew. I'm like, what the heck? That's crazy. But now, like all of us are saying, you know, when you take all these emotions from young men, little boys, and then when they get to become a young man or young adult, and then they're angry, you know, that is an emotion. Where if we kind of, you know, we do things different, and Kinfolk, I don't think he was that type of father either, but that's just how it is. And like you said, I think someone else said they was raised by a mother. My mother did the most of my raising, and she was heartless because one of my most crying times, we lost the playoff game in Waco, and I know we had the best team in the state, and it was just a mistake. And I cried from that Saturday night to that Sunday morning. That Sunday morning, my mom was like, boy, you still crying about that damn football game? You can't win all the games. And I just looked at her and just closed my door. I'm like, man, mama, we had a squad. We don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, man, that hurt my soul. And then I'm telling you, certain things can happen. And like emotion. I snapped on a guy my senior year in college. You know, we were playing A&I, and the start of the second half, you know, I think Johnny Bailey had a long run, and I turned up. One of my teammates was laughing. I hit him in the throat. You know, my coach was like, "You can't be no leader like that." I'm like, "Man, this is my last year. This could possibly be my last game." He over here laughing. He got 2 more years. Ain't nothing funny.
Shit, I heard that shit.
You know, but I just think, I mean, and I watch myself with my great nephews, and I got a great nephew, and they just different. They are different, and I work with them, and I think Orby hit it on point. I don't mind you crying, but I want to know what you're crying for. Then I also want to put that intestinal fortitude, and it's all with the play on words. You know, I got a kid on my block. He like another one of my sons. They are scared to ride a bike. I don't. I have a hard time comprehending that.
Yeah.
But they are scared to learn how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
Both of them, two in my little old circle approaching 10 and don't know how to ride a bike. And it's all about fear.
Right. I heard that. Want to before we let Tony introduce himself. I want to thank all our viewers for watching and chiming in. Remember that it's also free to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your support. And if you have any comments for the guests, please post them. I'm getting some feedback from somebody. Please post them in the comment section.
Oh, I just saw
I
that.
don't know. It might be somebody. I'm getting some feedback. Anthony, you
Yes. Hey,
go ahead.
hey, everybody. I'm happy to join you guys. Joining you guys from Fort Wayne, Indiana. And I just am eager to share some information that I've learned, and I hope it doesn't go over anyone's head or anything like that, or you know. But I'm just looking forward to sharing some some good information with all of you. I'm sure all you guys have interesting things to talk about as well. So
Okay. Well, that's what's up. Here in the barbershop talk, it's uncut, unedited, all that shit, and we just play it like we said. So we're gonna come back to you. But first I'm gonna come up here to my brother from another mother, OB, and see what he want to throw out there in the barbershop. Make sure you put that little tissue around your neck, sit back in the chair, and then after it's all over with, put that old hot ass oil or whatever that shit is around your neck, that old green shit. Come on, OB, what you got for us? Gotta unmute yourself.
There we go. I thought that feedback might have been coming from me. All right. I want if it is coming from me because I hear the feedback now.
I hear it now, yeah. I didn't hear it a while ago.
Yeah. It just started. It just started when
Yeah, it just started.
Test 1, 2.
Yeah.
I got you.
Turn your volume down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so what I want to talk about is what's been in the news lately, but I'm gonna take another angle on there. Everybody seen what they've been talking about Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Heard about
The joke about Puerto Rico?
Yeah, about the trash island and stuff. I'm glad that they put some focus on Puerto Rico, but I want to take another angle to look at Puerto Rico. One of the things that's always upset me is people that don't get to vote but have to follow the rules. You know, taxation without representation, all that good stuff. Puerto Rico has been a colony of ours for decades. And they've been going through some stuff since that last hurricane 7 years ago. And a lot of people out there are still struggling with like basic stuff like water and electricity. And both parties, Republicans and Democrats, I don't think they're doing enough for what's going on out in that island. So my question to the group is two-part. Number one, how much do y'all know about what's going on in Puerto Rico? And part two, if you do know about it, what suggestions do you have that our American could do better for that island?
Anybody? 7?
Hey, I don't know much about what's going on in Puerto Rico at all, man.
Okay.
Only thing I know about Puerto Rico, I know it is a U.S. territory, and like what you said, they they have a lot of U.S. rules, and I do know that the last hurricane, they're still struggling from that. And I know initially when it happened, you know who was in office, and that's when he threw the paper towels at them. But I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'd be willing to learn whatever you share with us, because I don't. That's the one piece of the government and political stuff I don't understand how it works with the U.S. territory like Puerto Rico.
Okay. Tony, you got anything on that, Anthony?
Uh, no, I, not that I can just come up with right off, but I do know Puerto Rico it's a state without being called a state. It's a U.S. territory, but it's just like a state without being called a state. And I don't understand why or what prompted that comedian to say that it's a floating island of garbage, but I don't understand what prompted him. Did he just pull Puerto Rico out of a
No,
hat?
no, immigration, immigration, and he just chose another country.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
that,
yeah,
you know what,
the
Woo?
South, huh?
I was gonna say you're exactly right. That comedian, he has a racist background anyway, but he's so ignorant, he actually thinks that Puerto Rico is another country and not even
Right,
part of the United States.
right, and so that's the funny thing about that. That's the funny thing about them. But Florida, oh my God, my brain. Florida is a couple of countries. I mean, a couple of states up north. I want to say Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, somewhere. New York, major Puerto
Especially
Rican,
New York.
especially New York and Florida, and probably several of those other states along the coast there. So, but again, I mean that's the thing. But brother Anthony, it's all about immigration, trying to rile up their base instead of using. He didn't want to beat up on Mexico anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
So they'll use Haitians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans.
Yeah. And my thing is, I didn't follow it much. I heard the comment he made. I also heard the comment that he made about that same comedian about black people and watermelon and stuff like that.
Watermelon.
Carving the
So
watermelon for Halloween.
Right.
right. So that kind of shows you their base. But like you say, Puerto Rico is part of the US, but when 45 was in office, and then he just basically just pretty much ignored them over there and say shit, let them do what they do, and then here he is now trying to ask for Puerto Ricans and Latinos and everybody vote like that. And I don't understand it. People, his MAGA supporters make excuses for him. And Arby, I'm gonna just kind of quote you a little bit before you go on and make your point on it. You said something to the fact that there are Republican voters and there are MAGA supporters or something like that. I can't remember. And I believe that and I see that because, and also let me just touch before I make my point. In one of our other podcasts, you said that 45 hadn't gained any supporters, but he's lost some. And I see that because some of the Republicans are tired of his shit and they didn't switched on over, like Liz Cheney and some of the other heavy hitters, or dead Dick Cheney. I ain't heard nothing from George Bush yet. And they all in kind of voting and pulling on over there for us. So you were right that they've lost some and they hadn't gained any. And then to the that other, just the Republicans, the MAGA supporters, and the Republicans. It just, I feel what you're saying on that the more I watch it, but I'll let you go ahead and make your point on everything.
Yeah, so when it comes to the MAGA supporters and stuff, they're really like a cult. There's nothing you can say to make them change their mind. They are going down the water with him. And the Republicans that are true Republicans, they have the common sense to say, hey, we'd rather back this Democrat than go down in flames with this fool. But when we talk about Puerto Rico, what I want to remind everybody is, number one, this election is super important. We got to make sure that clown doesn't even get close to being elected. But after that's over, we got to get down to business. And business, number one, is making sure the middle class grows. That's the biggest thing that's needed. But we also can't forget about places like Puerto Rico or Guam, or certain neighborhoods that have been forgotten, and the only time people focus on it is when there's some money to be made on it. Now I'm going right back to where I brought up Puerto Rico. The only thing that's going on in Puerto Rico right now is big business trying to exploit that island. They got to bring in oil. They got to bring in electricity. They're doing all this stuff, but the people of Puerto Rico are not wealthy. They are not wealthy, and they're taking advantage of the Puerto Ricans. And the thing that I'm scared of is that they're going to do Puerto Rico the same way they did to Hawaii. If anybody's ever been to Hawaii, the people that own the big stuff in Hawaii is not Hawaiian natives. Everybody else but Hawaiian natives. Matter of fact, it's so expensive in Hawaii that Hawaiians have to leave their island to go to California because it's cheaper for them to live.
There you go.
And I kind of see something going like that in Puerto Rico. So if the Democrats get in there and do something, I really want to see them do something to the point of making Puerto Rico stronger, not making it dependent. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to bring that up because they brought it up, and I was like, okay, that's good, but there's more to that story.
Well, that's you can say that with a lot, brother Orby. I guess I've missed those. Like I said, I got some podcasts to catch up on. So my cousin Wiz will tell you, I love the political realm. But you said it's a point that you said that's true even here in the United States. You got neighborhoods, states where some of the bigger businesses, even the smaller businesses in the neighborhoods, are not owned by Native Americans. I'm not talking about the true natives that we stole the U.S. from. I'm talking about. Well, let me just be clear. This Wizzo is uncut. So
yeah, uncut raw.
Where do all our sisters and brothers get the hair stuff from?
Korea,
Korea, Philippines.
I know we can connect them dots a long way because they can get along easier than any of us five on this podcast can before, which doesn't make sense. Well, it does make sense, and that's part of the long history. But I mean, we got other, not necessarily U.S. territories, but we got country. Why are we not hearing about what's going on in the Congo? Mm-hmm. So, but no, that's a great topic.
I really appreciate you bringing up the Congo, brother, because you know how long the Congo's been going on?
A long time.
As long as what's been going on over there in
Haiti.
I can't even call it, not Haiti, because Haiti been going on forever, but
the
recent thing with Russia and the Ukraine.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's been the same thing, but there's no coverage on what's going on in the Congo.
Right. Yeah. And I'll say this here on the Congo. I think it was maybe my second podcast. One guy brought up something about what was things that was going on over there and how they was treating those guys over there and stuff. And I didn't know anything about it. Hadn't heard anything about it. So yeah. So somebody did bring up that.
The Congo, Sudan, it's Liberia. A lot of those countries where folks look like us and they're hurting, and we get all this money and give to other countries, but I'm a diehard blue guy, but like we say, both sides could definitely do better as it relates to those other countries in supporting them, because they are third world countries that need help, and we have taken, if you go back and look at the history, we've gotten a lot of resources from those folks. And I guarantee you, we ain't paid what it's worth.
Exactly. And before I'm gonna say this, and I think Seven might have something, but let me say this right here. I think it's about control also, because if the Dems get in there and they don't control the House or the Senate, y'all already know, ain't shit gonna get done. Because just like when Obama was in there and stuff like that, when Mitch McConnell was over the Senate, it's a whole lot of shit that he didn't get passed because people saying, oh, Obama didn't do anything for blacks. He didn't do anything for blacks. Well, he wasn't supposed to do it all for blacks. But when the Republicans control the Senate or the House, they don't give a shit, in my opinion, about those other countries They just give a shit about themselves. And I asked this one guy that was on the podcast before, and he's married into the family. What has the Republican Party done for the middle class? He didn't answer that, but that's neither here nor there.
He's a
But
Republican. They don't answer.
yeah, no. Let me. I think Seven had something. What you got, Seven?
Man, speaking on what you were saying about Hawaii and Guam and Puerto Rico, but I'm not. None of that shit is surprising, and none of the shit that these pale skinned people do should be surprising. I mean, they've been stealing resources and fucking over other cultures for a very long time. What they're doing isn't new. It's just at a time where we're alive to see it. You know what I mean? And it seems surreal because we don't think about it. But it's still being currently done to us as the true Native American people of America. We don't have our shit. They fucking us over now. They still fucking our land up. They polluting shit. You know what I'm saying? But they on their way out, but they fucking shit up even more. You know what I'm saying? We still fucking around with their money and their politics, man. We got to get these people off our land, and we have to police and politic our own people.
I totally agree, brother. I totally agree, brother Seven. I think, and I know, brother Wizzo want to go to brother. I think you have yet to raise your topic, and brother Tony.
But he gonna get it. Go ahead.
I don't want to overtake everything, but I think that's the key. Matter of fact, I'll give up one of my questions. We need to have a school rock. We need to have a school rock too. I know. Brother Orby said he's 55. I know he got Chicago roots, but 54. I'm rushing on up, bro. So I'm 57, but man, they're not teaching civics in school anymore. And I didn't know that until like a couple of years ago. But it doesn't even matter because I didn't learn civics in school. I learned civics in the NAACP in Temple from Murder Captain, from Leontine English. These are black women and men that were in local politics there in our hometown. That's where I learned that from. At my church, I grew up AME, you know, and so we got to do something to get these kids and these young folks to understand what's going on, how we make the changes. I got kinfolk that's talking crazy, talking about the orange guy and stuff like that. They don't understand all over a check that he didn't get him. He the only president wanted his name on the check. And that check, ain't nobody got no money from that check. One black person showed me they still got some money from any stimulus check. I ain't get none of them.
Yeah. I know that's right.
You know, but anyway, we gotta learn how things work at the small level. If the street lights are bad in Temple, the street lights are bad here in Waxahachie where I live. How do we get them? How do we get more street lights? Who do you talk to? And then after we vote, it's not over. That's what's going on, and I don't understand. Matter of fact, I got another topic. If I get to it, it just fell in my spirituals. I like to say.
Okay, well, write it down. We're gonna go over to
write it down, kinfolk.
Okay, we're gonna come over here to Anthony to see what he got for us right here. What you got Anthony, that you say might go over our head?
Yeah, because I hear you guys talking, and I'm loving it. That some of you are adept at familiar with political things going on. Okay, we're all talking about government stuff. Now, the only thing about it is that I'm going to say something that's probably going to make you guys question.
Well, say it.
Question something. Okay, but listen, I have sued the federal government for a lot of money.
Did you say sue?
And they won't let me in court because they know I'm right. So I've been doing this thing for years. Okay, now you all think that Washington, D.C. is the boss of America. It's the government for America.
I don't think that.
And I'm listening to you all, and I can tell that that's what you think, and that's what most people think. But if you read And see, we're taught that the U.S. Constitution is the Constitution for all of America, but it is not. That's only the federal Constitution. Okay, if any of you guys have an ink pen and paper, you can write down Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the U.S. Constitution and see that it only applies to federal property. Again, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. Now, I sued them from Fort Wayne, Indiana, because our Indiana, I've read the Texas Constitution. Are all of you guys from Texas?
No.
I live in
No.
Texas. I'm from Illinois.
2 from Texas, 2 from Illinois.
Okay.
Represent Minnesota.
I've read the Illinois. I haven't read the Illinois Constitution, but I've seen it. I've read the Texas Constitution. I've read, of course, I'm in Indiana, so I've read the Indiana Constitution. Read your own Constitution. I can tell you about the Indiana Constitution. Article 14, Sections 1 and 2 say that no other government is the boss of us. Indiana Constitution, Article 14, Section 2 it's that where Indiana is sovereign. Nobody is the boss of us. We make our own rules for Indiana. Just like Illinois. You don't have to follow the rules of Indiana. Our rules don't mean anything to you, or Texas. When I go to Texas, I no longer have to follow the rules of Indiana, and I no longer have to follow the rules of the federal government. Now that's going to shock a lot of you, or probably all of you, but the federal government only has authority in Texas. Federal government only has authority on Washington, D.C. and Fort Hood. If you're speeding on Fort Hood, if you can make it out that gate, the MPs cannot follow you out that gate.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Arvin saying no on that. Because I didn't think they could.
Yeah.
Just because they do it don't mean it's lawful. Just remember that.
Let me just clarify something, because you're right on things. I gotta give a pushback. If you get a speeding ticket on Fort Cavazos, now used to be Fort Hood, that's a federal ticket. If you can make it off of base, that doesn't mean that they're gonna stop chasing you.
Right.
They will be in concert with the local authorities to get ass.
Right.
They would not make the arrest, but guess what? If you did a crime on that base, local authorities are going to turn your ass over to them, and now you got a federal charge. So the only thing I want to say about this is we can talk about what the Constitution says. We can talk about the clauses that may or may not pertain to you, but we can't make assumptions. I've never said that the Constitution governs us or works for us. And I'm a 20-year Army veteran. Anybody that's been on here can tell you how much I love the US of A. But I'm also a capitalist, and I'm definitely sure that what's going on in the government, DC and down, is to benefit the 1%, the wealthy. Because if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't be talking about where's our funds at, how we can get it. I am of clear understanding that everything is written is working for that 1% of wealthy people that's controlling everything. But now that I got the microphone, let me just throw this out there, because this is what I'm looking at. When I look at change, I'm looking at the lower level. And this is why me and Seven, as much as we battle, we agree on a lot of things wholeheartedly. Yeah. And one of the things is starting at the lower level. When the Democrats take over and they say they're going to make all this change, I don't want to hear change about what's happening in corporate America. I want to hear that they're going to give some loans to people, business men and women that's in places like Inglewood to open up a damn store. Not a liquor store, but an actual grocery store. I want to hear them giving money to entrepreneurs that's going to take these old buildings or these old lots in Inglewood, and I'm talking about Inglewood because that's where I fucking grew up at, and actually build something for ownership. If you want to see some real change, and you're talking to me from where I'm from, it's got to happen at that lowest level. If you're talking about the trickle down effect that the Republicans are always pushing, or we're going to get to you in a little bit what the Democrats are doing most of the time, that's not going to cut it. So I see everybody in there kumbaya talking, and I'm definitely voting for Kamala no matter what. But after all the popcorn and stuff is flown, I want to see where the money at, y'all.
Have you
Let's get this
voted yet?
started. Have I voted yet?
Yes.
No, I like to wait till the last day so the people that know that I'm not voting for their person can look at me and I can look back at them. I'm a little bit petty like that. I love seeing them look like that.
So brother Anthony, I I kind of know where you're going about this suit, but I'm very interested to hear the rest of what you're saying. But thus far, what you're talking about, the U.S. Constitutional is for the federal level all over this United States. And then each state has their own constitution. So you can't, so Texas had their constitution, as you said, all states have their own constitution. That's for state things. And when they're talking about the sovereignty, it's not meaning that the federal can't come in there. It's meaning exactly what you're kind of saying, but maybe you were going to connect those dots. The sovereignty of Texas can't be interfered by Louisiana, Illinois, all that. That's what that means.
Right.
So it depends on what you're talking about as to which constitution that you go by. Just like we got the federal government, we also got state government. That's where we go wrong. That's what's wrong with Louisiana and Texas. Texas was blue for many years, but they started doing redlining and doing I'm forgetting the term, but anyway, we know what it was. They started stealing and moving things and moving the lines and the goalposts. That's how they started getting more and more and turning the state red. Yeah. So, but I want to hear the rest of what you're saying.
Yeah, let him finish what he was saying. Go ahead, Tony. Anthony.
Okay. I'm trying to not go because I know this. I know what I'm talking about. I know I'm right and stuff, and I don't want to take you guys for granted or anything, or try to get too deep into it and over your head. I am saying state. Okay, in America, this is called the United States of America. Okay, state is the political word meaning country. Okay, so Indiana is a state. We know it as a state, just like Illinois and Texas and all. Okay, they're states. We got 50 states, but what it really is 50 countries. Okay, you think of America we're conditioned to think of America as a country. America is a group of countries. State is the political word meaning country. That's why we have the United States State Department. They negotiate with foreign countries on behalf of America as a whole.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first thing, is that state is actually the political word which means country. Now, you all have your own constitutions. Every state has its own constitution, and no state has to depend on the laws of any other state. So if you commit a crime, if you're selling cocaine out in the open in Texas, what makes that a federal crime?
When you take it to
federal crimes only apply on federal property.
No.
Now I'm not trying to induce any of you to go do wrong, but I am saying that Illinois, if I'm selling doing wrong, if I'm selling cocaine in Indiana, I'm not breaking an Illinois law. I'm not breaking a Texas law if I'm in Indiana. So how am I breaking a Washington D.C. law?
Okay, here's another scenario. So when you ask how is it a federal crime, if you're doing cocaine and you take it out of Texas and you carry it into Louisiana, that's interstate, and that makes it a federal offense. Same thing with like liquor when they used to run moonshine. When you took moonshine out of Kentucky into Tennessee, that's a federal offense.
Let me.
Hold up, Sep. Hold up, Tony. Let's Sep. What were you gonna say?
Yes.
Hey man, I'm gonna put it like this, man. My man Tony is talking some high science y'all not ready for. He's trying to tell you about the meaning of these laws, right? So check this out. If you get pulled over by a police officer for speeding, right? But you don't know your laws, you don't know the law, right? The police can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. But it has been shown when you know what to say to the police officers and you know what these words actually mean, because what Tony trying to tell y'all, a lot of these words you think they mean, this shit don't mean what you think it means. Because it changes over time to us in society. This is why you need a lawyer to speak for you in court. Because none of y'all know real English. You don't know it. That's what he's trying to really tell y'all. The laws in which you think they are, right, are not how they're applying it. He's telling you what it is on paper, is what they're supposed to do. But if society doesn't know that it's supposed to go like this, the police and the federal people can do whatever the fuck they want to do. Hence what they're doing. He's telling you what they're supposed to be doing on paper, but they gonna do what the fuck they want to do. They gonna make their own laws up because you don't know what these words mean. So if you don't have, like, let's say you any of y'all ever heard of the Black Laws Dictionary? It's becoming very popular over the last few years, right? If you don't even know that the term human by definition means monster, right? You don't know what any of these words actually mean. We're using them in regular society, but once you're taking them into a courtroom, they mean something completely different. My man really trying to tell y'all what's going on and how they're doing shit wrong. You know what I'm saying? You can commit a crime in a federal place and get out that bitch. They don't have no jurisdiction. It's the same thing with like I was showing Wizzo the other day, right? If you register something, that means you forfeiting the rights to that shit. That's what it means in law. The word register means you're forfeiting it. You register your house, your car, you register all your shit to the government, which means you're forfeiting the rights to your stuff and you're giving the rights over to the government. So if you didn't register any of your shit, it's going to be illegal. Why is it illegal? Because they want you to abandon your shit. When you register your car, it's not your car anymore. Just like, you know what I'm saying? You think a title means you own something, but it doesn't. My man, he really trying to tell y'all that.
No, Mr. Seven and Mr. Anthony. I'm understanding and I'm with him. So the law is not in English. Law is written in Latin.
Exactly.
So state. I understand what the state is. I understand what the head of state is. So I'm with him. And so since it's taking him a long time to get there, I thought maybe he was going to start talking about. I thought maybe he was going to start talking about, because there's a few other gentlemen in my church that are talking about the housing thing, the home thing, about owning your home and all that type stuff. I thought that's maybe where he was going with this lawsuit, but he may be going somewhere. But I'm with him. I understand what he's saying.
All right, Tony, you bet. What else you got on it right here, Tony? Because
let him go.
Well, like I was saying, I'm trying to not. I do not. I don't think that I'm smarter than anyone else. And I'm not trying to talk over anyone's head. So I'm trying to make sure that I try to explain this so that everybody can understand it. And that's why I'm giving you examples of state. Indiana is a state, but also we know of Indiana, we know of Texas as a state. But each of these states has its own flag, has its own constitution. Okay, the federal we know it as the U.S. Constitution, but it's actually the federal Constitution. And I can because I've been suing them. I know this stuff by heart. So,
okay,
Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the U.S. Constitution limits the authority of the federal actors.
Okay.
So, and I am just trying to say, I'm trying to bring, because you all seem to follow me so far and things, and that you understand and stuff. But I'm telling you, you all pay federal income taxes. What obligates you to pay federal income taxes? Tell me what obligates you to pay federal income. So you have to pay taxes to Washington, D.C. Why?
You tell
Because
me.
I believe it's a federal law.
because it's a federal law. Federal laws only apply on federal property.
Who manages the money, the currency?
If you don't know, listen. If you don't
No,
know
no,
this,
you know. I asked you a question, brother. Don't go back with me with a question. Who managed the currency?
to manage
The
what?
state, the currency that we have, dollar bill. Who manages it?
That's federal.
That's why we have to pay taxes.
Okay.
Hey, that's on
So,
the
I'm
so,
same
not.
so,
level.
so,
And
so
again,
Mr. Anthony, you
I'm
saying we don't have to pay taxes?
No, you have to pay. You have to pay state taxes because that's your country. That you have to pay state taxes.
Texas don't
Well,
have state
Texas doesn't
taxes.
have any taxes.
Yeah, Texas don't have
Okay.
state taxes.
So, but like I'm in Indiana, so I'm supposed to be paying federal. I mean, I'm supposed to be paying Indiana taxes and all of that. Okay.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that if you know, if you know that federal laws only apply on federal property, you think that you guys think some of you obviously still think that federal laws apply all across America, and it does not. But if you know this, because the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, limits federal authority only to Washington D.C. and federal property. So yeah, it applies. They can make a law and they can say you got to pay federal income taxes in Washington D.C. and you got to pay federal income taxes on Fort Hood. But
Let me
for you
say this
guys
right quick,
living in
Anthony.
hey
Tulane or
Wizzo, can I jump in there before you get on
go
that,
ahead, go
Wizzo?
ahead.
Because
Yeah, yeah, I'm not
I'm
gonna
a
get off.
government guy, and
Yeah,
I don't think that you're wrong, brother Anthony. And that's the one thing
Yeah,
I
I ain't
like
saying
about
he
this. We
wrong.
have different opinions on stuff.
Right,
I don't think you're
right.
wrong, but I'm gonna tell you how I see it. And one of the things that brother Wu brought up is my point exactly. When we talk about money, there was a time when every state had their own money, and then the federal took over that to regulate it because it was all jacked up. So you pay taxes, federal taxes, that's federal money. But the same thing applies for certain areas. When you talk about trafficking from one state to another, that's not state road to state road. If you're on the interstate, that's federal roads, that's federal funding. So when you get into it, I'm never going to tell somebody that they're wrong because I don't know your
Yeah.
studies. I don't know where you come from, but I can tell you from my point of view, from what I'm seeing, and I like to make it simple. I'm a lazy, easy, simple going guy. Big bank's always going to take little bank. So you can know everything that you feel you're supposed to know, but who has the power? This is why not only the states have lawyers, because we talked about lawyers, you have to get lawyers in there. The government has lawyers too, because they go back and forth to decipher those words of law. And guess what? It's for interpretation. That's why we have a problem with all the way up to the Supreme Court, how they interpret it. Whoever's in power interprets it their way. And I want to end with this. You do what you think is right for you. For me, I'm not trying to go up against the government unnecessarily. I will stand my ground 10 toes up for things that I believe I can get a win in and do something. But if there's something that I know to be true as far as in the books, but I can't change it, I'm not trying to take that fight. So I just wanted to put that out because everything I'm hearing is correct, but how can you actually do this? That's the part that I'm missing. If I
Right.
heard we got a team of lawyers and they're breaking this down, just like when we got the right to vote, which is still not a law, they still got to give us the right to vote every couple of years and stuff. We had a team of lawyers to decipher that. But people have been knowing about that for eons. So that's all I wanted to jump in there and say.
But we almost lost our rights to vote a few years ago. Yeah. People don't realize it. But
brother it is not law.
I'm not saying Brother Anthony's wrong about anything. I'm just listening to him to try to understand what he's saying. Because supposedly you can't sue the government. That's what they say. But that's not. Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna say this right here before we come to 7.
No, Anthony, Brother Anthony, look at me, brother. I said supposedly you can't sue the government. Look at me, brother. When you talking, look, because you've been talking, look around. I said supposedly.
I can send. I can only send it. I only know Brother Wizzo's email address, but I can send him a copy of my lawsuit and to show you, because I filed my lawsuit and they won't even hear me in court.
Right, Brother Tony. They saying that they with you, and not saying that you're not wrong, but I'm gonna say this right here. When you was talking about taxes, if you don't pay your income tax, your federal taxes or whatever, don't pay it for a few years. They're gonna take your shit. So Arby was saying big bank take little bank. So I don't want to go up against them. I'm gonna just pay my shit and keep on rolling. I don't have the attorneys and the lawyers to fight that in no type of court for that. But to each his own. But let me go. I need to move on because I need to go to 7 right quick so we can see what 7 got.
Can I say one last thing, Kinfolk, on this before we leave and go to 7?
Go ahead.
Brother Anthony, I'm wondering, could it be that because if it's a federal lawsuit, that means it's got to go to the Supreme Court and they don't take everything to come to them or something like that. That's what I'm wondering, if what he's doing, I'd be willing to understand why, or like to see why they won't take his case, or I'm sure they're giving you a reason. I'd like to talk more about this when we have more time. If Kinfolk do another, something.
If Anthony, if you want to forward it to me, then I'll send it to Wu so he can check it out because he want to see about it. 7, were you going to say something?
Y'all do know that you can use the post office as a judicial system, because that's pretty much what they are. You just got to send the stuff overseas to Switzerland. That's where they do a lot of the stuff, law, like real law shit against corporations and all that shit. You can do all throughout the mail. You don't even have to be in a courtroom to get that shit settled.
All right, got you. All right, 7. Let me come to you. What's your talking point? But before you do that, let me just say to our viewers that's watching it live now, or maybe you're watching it live later, it is absolutely free, 100% free to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your support. And if you have any, I was just reading that comment right there. Let me put that back. And I forgot what I was gonna say. Any comments? Post them in the comments or some shit like that. I was reading the private message over there.
Jerry, man, I thank you, brother. Or you could have just said it, brother. I couldn't think. Sometimes I do that. I think it's
okay. Seb, what you got for us, Seb?
I want to talk about that young black man who got killed. He was killed by the police department, and where was that again, Orby? I never forgot.
In North Carolina, they're saying it was suicide.
Yeah, I want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about that in relation to why are we still allowing these people to even have sundown towns? Why have we not gone to annihilate these people? And just overall, bro, why are we letting people do us still any kind of way, man, without giving them the same thing they've been giving us, man? At some point, you got to be tired of turning the other cheek, man. We can't keep an eye on our people to get just slaughtered like this.
Yeah, brother 7, I'm laughing. I'm laughing to think about. I'm not laughing at what you said because none of it's funny. And I have a shirt. Everybody thinks it's a FedEx shirt, but it's not about FedEx. It's about I'm tired of seeing my people get killed. And man, I don't even know where to start. So, like before on another podcast, you talked about reparations, and one thing I totally agree with you. I don't want no money. I'd rather have the property, but One thing I do know, that'll never happen to one thing you talked about. You just said, why do we have sundown towns? Who's in those sundown towns? Are we in those sundown towns? Okay, so there we go. So right there. So again, just like I mean, it's those towns are majority, if not all, white. So that's their rules. That's their law. That's how that local government runs. But we have to go through that. I don't think it's right. But you know, we can't get reparation. We'll never get reparation because number one, it ain't gonna get passed. Let me take that back. I ain't gonna say it ain't gonna get passed. Right now, we don't have the right power to get it passed in Congress. And I think Brother Orby talked something about that. That's what we're missing, y'all. I'm telling you right now, if we would get off our duffs and vote 80% in every freaking state, if everybody look like us, not the pilgrims that you've been talking about, Brother Seven, if all of us would vote at 80%, we will flip this whole thing. That's why they're doing the gerrymandering. That's why they're doing all this stuff. And so we can do a lot of the things that you want to do, Brother Seven. That's what they're scared of. Where my book? Hold on. Hold on. This was wrong with the pilgrims.
Right. White fear, yeah.
They're scared they're scared somebody gonna be president like Brother Seven.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say I disagree on a whole lot of stuff with Brother Seven about certain things. But we got to work within the structure and the confines, going back to Brother Anthony and Brother Orby, the way things work. And we got the power to do it. If we didn't have the power, they wouldn't do what they do to try to take our power. Yeah. Go ahead, Brother Seven.
I mean, honestly, man, I say fuck the government and all that shit because it's not for us, bro. It's made by our enemies, man. Burn that shit to the ground, man. Kill them all.
Now
bro.
it's time for me to jump back in.
Brother Seven,
Brother Seven, call me back in, goddamn.
Brother Orby, you and Seven go to all the time, and I love it too because I love the same camaraderie. So now it's my time prime. Brother Seven, how we gonna do that? What you can have to get your own. You can have to get your own island,
bro. No. This is our island, bro. Kill them all. Kill their kids. All that shit like they was doing.
Shit. No.
I'm killing babies. All that shit. Because this is how they were doing us, man. Listen, bro. I'm telling you this. Even in the Bible, God was killing babies, bro. We not above none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about no blood over the doors. Everybody getting it. Get off our land. Give us our shit back.
Not killing no babies.
They killing our kids. They killing our babies.
We gonna save our kids without killing their babies.
They killing our babies, bro.
I'm gonna bring something to you to make you mad, Seven, but I'm gonna promise to make you happy. Number one, we not killing no white kids and babies and people.
They killing our babies.
Doing that. But what we are gonna do, here's the part that you're gonna like. We gonna save our black and brown babies, women, and men by getting together in our communities. Again, when I was talking about the federal government doing something, I'm not. First of all, shameless disclaimer. I want that damn reparation money. Now, I'm gonna leave it at that. But when we talk about them helping our community, this is where we need to do for ourselves. Like we talked about before, teaching how to grow crops. We can grow crops in Chicago. They're doing that already. How to police ourselves. We used to do that very efficiently. If we start doing that, guess what? Those people in the sundown towns, they're going to be looking over their fence, talking about what they doing over there. Why they doing better than us? But it's going to be different this time. The difference is we're going to keep doing better. And when they come over there talking that shit, we got something for them. That's the only difference that I'm saying. I'm never going to disagree with you on how you see it, but I'm always going to give you an alternative based on how I see it. And the way we need to do it is just like we do every time we deploy in the Army. We can go to the middle of the desert where there's no water, no lights, nothing, and make a town. Why? Because we get there, we close in what we need, we make it, and then we expand out for our people on the inside. We can do that in every neighborhood. The only thing that I'm saying for the government is that they owe us that money. I'm not asking for money. They said they want to build a community They said they want to build middle class. This is how you build middle class. Put that money in the community so we can have grocery stores, so we can have daycares, so we can create jobs and housing in that area and watch us flourish. We've done it all the time.
So brother Seven, and this is kind of going to be piggybacking on brother Orvie here, and brother Anthony. I love to hear what you have to think about this. If and I know if my ass was square, I could shit a brick. I know that, but where would we be? I've seen some of your art. I've seen some of your shirt. What if you could get 5% of where you live of government opportunities? Where would you be as a businessman?
I don't use none of the government benefits for
That's not the point. But the point is that's okay, bro. You got to relax. That's an opportunity for you to make money, brother.
Money ain't everything.
It's not about money. Okay, so why are you in business?
Oh yeah. So check this out. I cut hair to help people. I don't even gotta cut hair. I do my clothing brand to spread wisdom, bro. My t-shirt price is so low, I don't even make no money off that shit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm not even in this for money. I'm in this for enlightening people's minds.
I'm ready to jump in, Woo. I'm ready to jump in, brother.
Okay.
I'm ready to jump in.
Good, bro. So
all right.
So that helps me understand. That helps me understand you. So you're not in business to make money. You're in business to enlighten and stuff like that. So
because it's not even about money. Money can lose value, bro, but knowledge is always gonna be worth more.
I'm ready to jump in.
Hold up, Ari. Hold up.
I would agree with that. And I heard you speaking about money and stuff like that the other day. Man, you made me laugh, bro. But you so complex that you complex.
Yeah, but it's a good thing.
Hold up, Ari, before you go, let me see if Tony had something to say quick.
Okay, I'm holding on tight. Don't you go nowhere.
I'm gonna come to you. Anthony, what you got?
No, look, I pass.
Okay, Ari, come on in.
All right.
Come on in.
I'm so glad that Seven said he don't need the money. I'm so glad he's doing good without the money. But you know what? We still need your ass because that wisdom is like money. Just imagine if you got money, not for you, but to pass on that wisdom to the youngsters coming up. If you can use your art to show them how to pull art out of themselves. It's not always about money, but money is a means to an end. Me, I'm a capitalist, so I need money for business and commerce. That's what I do. But brother, you are irreplaceable in the community. That money can help give that. Why do you think I'm so cocky like I am now? It wasn't because people gave me money. It was because brothers in the barbershop told me I was a strong black king. Not just a brother, a king. Black women told me to stand straight, not crack my knuckles. They never gave me $1, but what they gave me was invaluable. What you have is invaluable, and we can't turn that away by saying, I don't want the money. Look, let them give you the money, and you can give it to me. But we need that wisdom in the community. It takes all of us to build it.
Hell no.
I'm here to help.
No, brother Orville, we're gonna help that Negro. We're gonna get him paid, and we're gonna get him some more canvas. We're gonna get him some more paint. We're gonna get him some more. Matter of fact, we're gonna get him that super duper presser so that he can spit them shirts out 3 times as fast as his ass can now. Since he don't need the money, we're gonna take the money for him.
I got something even better. Every year in our community, we're going to make sure we got a big blank canvas for him to do a mural on and teach the kids and the adults, because everybody can learn something, the meaning behind the mural that he made. And he won't have to worry about getting the ink or getting the ladders or getting the assistants, because money is used for more than just buying the Lexus, y'all. Yeah. And when I talk about money for the community, I am still talking about Lexus and Porsche because that's what I want. But I'm also talking about having services paid by somebody like Seven to pass down this invaluable information, because we want our youth to grow straight. They can't
That's what
grow
I thought
straight
he
if
was
they don't have
gravitating
all
on.
the ingredients. 7, you part of it. And as much as we battle and stuff, man, you are needed.
You got a lot, very needed. And that's why I thought it would gravitate on that. Take that bread, bro, so you can spread your message.
Well, let me take the bread for you so I can spread the bread and you spread the message.
Let me
We're not
touch
letting that
on
bread go.
let me touch on one thing that Seven was saying when he was talking about sundown towns. Why we still have them, I have no fucking idea, really. But I have some truck driver friends that have also taken pictures of those sundown towns, the sign out there and stuff like that. And most of white people, even from back in the day, used to always be in their group and attack one black person that's by themselves or something like that. But there was one organization, and this is just me talking because I know this is not going to happen, but kind of feeding to 7, because I know at one point 7 had said Arby can lead everyone because he got that military background and get everybody organized.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was one organization years ago, and I can't tell you how many thousands of black men it was dressed in all black marching up some street in some state. I don't know where they were, but I would love to see them take their ass through that sundown town and stay down there through sundown and see what happens. And I'm guarantee you it won't be anything because it's such a large group, and most of the whites only attack when it's just that 5 or 6 of them against that one person.
Right.
And I wish I knew that this topic was kind of coming up about sundown town. I would have researched to see what the name of that group was. But when I tell you that these guys had weapons just like anybody,
Hey, they from Atlanta. I know who you're talking about. They're from Atlanta.
Hold up a second. Woo, go ahead.
It wasn't the current Black Panthers that had their AR whatever.
I don't know.
It was a black gun organization, and the white people got scared because they had their ARs and all that.
They called it NAGA.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
Look them up, the Nagas.
And so let me bring this out. So Brother 7 talked about the sundown town, and he been killing me because I'm gonna give him a new term. They ain't white or whatever you call them. They pilgrims. They pilgrims. But they not the only one to have sundown town. It blew my mind when I was in California. This girl told me, "Hey Kevin, be careful when you go the back way to Fresno because it was a sundown town. They were Mexican." Blew me away. I'm like, we in the same boat, but they can't. It's some in the valley in California. It's a lot of little bitty towns. They do not like black people, and they Mexican.
Damn.
Over
Arby, what you gonna say? Oh, Arby, what were you about to say a while ago about the NAGA?
Yeah, they're a group out of Atlanta. They're trying to make them supremacist group. They are not in any way connected with the new Black Panther Party, but what they are pro weapon blacks and browns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they got more firepower than just a little bit. And they have a military grade training. 7, you will love this. They speak your language. They're not going to kill nobody, but if somebody want to bring something, they got something for them. Yeah. They got something for them. Now, again, I'm not condoning violence to kill anybody, but I am saying we need to build our community and be able to defend at will, because a lot of people, we talked a lot about the gangs. A lot of people don't realize most gangs that started in the urban black communities started from protecting the community.
Yes, sir.
When Chicago gangs started up, it wasn't to be bad. They got bad, but they started like that because the white cops kept coming into the south side and the west side doing all kind of damage to the brothers came back from Vietnam and said, look, this is what we need you to do. I need 6 of y'all on the roof right there. I need 5 of y'all here in the alley. And when they come in, don't do anything till I cut this flashlight on.
Damn.
That's how it started. If you want to know the history, don't just look at what they're showing on TV. It's a lot deeper than that. And I'm not going to take away from the negative that's there, but there's always a cause and effect. Yeah. Now, just imagine if we took that negative part out and left the positive part where we say, hey, look, when people come in this community, we need to know who the hell they are. When our kids are walking, we need to know who house they going to. We should know everybody on our block, because if we know everybody, anybody that comes in here is a stranger, they're suspect. we should be able to do that. And I think we can do that if we start talking on the same level at the community. We don't have to have a national group. We can start it like in Chicago. Block parties used to be so solid, not just because we had parties, but because in the block party, everybody signed up for the block party. Everybody knew who was supposed to be there in the block party. I can go to anybody's house on my block, and they knew my mama, they knew my sisters and brothers, and they knew I need to get my ass back home at a certain time. That's why I was able to maneuver around Chicago in the 70s. And we still had gangs, we still had killings, but we had a type of order.
Hey, it's the reason for the killing, and this where you can call me 7.5. Now, this one with Brother 7 right here. You can call me 7.5. I'm ready. I'm
not gonna let you kill nobody, Woo.
No,
I'm not letting you go to jail.
No. I ain't gonna kill nobody, Brother Orby. But I just wanna harass some of these white people that's walking through my neighborhood that I don't know. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start come through that. Where you stay? Where you from? And I'm gonna walk behind their ass.
Can I just make a clarification for you, brother?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My clarification is you're not harassing them. You asking a pertinent question that you need to know. That's not harassment.
You
when
right.
they called the cops for us barbecuing and selling water, that's harassment. When you asking, hey, why are you here? Who do you know? Or you need some help? That's a clarifying question. So you are not harassing at all. That's what we're supposed to do. If we did more of that in our community, it'd probably be less killing. Challenge me on it.
I'll tell you this before we go on, because I'm gonna come at you, Woo, because I know you had another point to talk, and I know you're on a short time. But I'll just say this before I move on to Woo, that NAGA, I sure wouldn't mind seeing them march through that sundown town around about 10, 11 o'clock at night. I bet they're gonna be quiet in the church mouse up there. You hear rat piss on cotton, because they ain't gonna say shit. But that's just my thought. That ain't gonna never happen. But boy, that'd be a beautiful thing. Woo. What you got on your other talking point for us?
Oh, my other one, man, my other one was, the one I told you I wasn't going to forget. Oh, my God, I done forgot, but it's going to come back to me. Give me a second.
You told me you weren't going to forget. I say write it down.
So, okay, what were we talking about? What were we talking about, Brother Orville? We was talking about, I think I was talking about voting. I think we were talking about voting or whatever, but I mean, I'm just looking at like some of these states where ain't some of this Wizzo, Louisiana. I mean, it's piss poor all around there, and them jokers won't get out their ass and do nothing about it. It's just like in the city of where's LSU? Damn.
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge let some white people form their own city. Y'all heard about that?
I ain't heard that.
Yeah, Baton Rouge majority black. Never been a black mayor. These people won't get out and vote. They won't do nothing. They don't understand civics. So what happened was the white people that was running Baton Rouge, they wouldn't let them give the money to the black folks. So what they did was they got mad. They said, we're gonna start our own little city. It's right outside. I can find the name of it, but it's another little city. It all started by an old white guy. They saved money, went in, started their own incorporation. Y'all know Louisiana's a little different. And they got their own city. I think it was 5 white people. They have their own city. And the money that they wouldn't give the black people, they wouldn't ask for that money from Baton Rouge. Them same 5 white people, now they want it for their little city. This real shit.
Damn.
The city's called St. George.
This just happened, huh?
St. George.
Yeah. This just happened in the last year or so. That's what I'm saying. So to 7's point, I mean, we don't have to be as aggressive as Mr. 7 on certain things. A lot of things I ain't mad with him about. But man, it's the way we let things happen, and we don't do nothing about it because we just don't know. And it's no reason that we don't know. When you sit up there and you let these white red governors come over here and just make all these crazy laws, Brother Anthony, state laws. when you ain't did shit about it. You stayed at home.
Yeah. You got a
You
point
stayed
there.
at home. The brother lost the election by 300-400 votes, and there were 90% of the registered black voters, 90% of the registered black voters that didn't do shit. Now they got all these crazy laws that all of us read about and things that are going on that this governor is doing. And the black, I'm just like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But that was my other
Complacency.
point, is just about just civics and how we let things happen, at a state level, piggyback on our brother Anthony, man, it's just so much that can be done.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard that. Anthony, anybody got anything on that? Comments?
Man,
No.
we really need to burn this system
Deep.
down.
We're
I
not
know,
killing.
brother.
We're not burning
I know,
everything
brother
down.
Brother Seven just want to go burn the Louisiana Purchase and all that.
Man, listen, man. We can't keep playing with our enemies, man. We playing their game, bro. When we gonna stop playing their game on their court?
We ain't in the game. We not
We
playing
in the
that
game.
game.
Y'all voting.
If you
Y'all
do the
voted.
violence, you playing right into their game. Why do you think
Nah,
that
bro.
they have militarized
they-
the police department? They want
How did they get this land? They didn't get
They
this
don't
land
want
by
you to
coming in
use
here
this.
saying God bless you. They got this land by coming here killing people, doing dirty shit. You know what I'm saying?
They
That's
did.
the only way we gonna get our shit back. We not gonna get our shit back by playing their games. That's just gonna keep you in a loophole, bro. If you playing the game in the invalid system, bro, that makes you invalid, bro. It's all falsified. All this shit is fake, bro.
Why
This
is
they
it
making
invalid?
because it's invalid, bro. It's not their land. You cannot come on foreign land making laws like this, bro. This is our shit.
Okay, I agree with it. It's okay. I agree with how
Like
they
my
got
man,
it
like
and
my
stuff
man
like
said,
that.
federal crimes happen on federal territory, right? This ain't their land to be making no fucking laws on. So none of that shit is valid here. This not their shit. This
Right.
it was never their land to have. They got it by stealing and killing, and that's the only way we're gonna get our shit back is by killing their ass, bro.
I'm
Y'all
gonna
wanna
make
vote.
sure you get your credit, brother Seven. When you go to Louisiana and just start taking over shit, and where you say you live at?
Oh, I live in Texas, bro,
Oh,
but
he in Texas.
I got them guns and shit.
Okay.
I ain't scared.
I mean, I know you're not, but I'm just saying. But I'm gonna make sure you get your credit when they put your mark up there.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this right here with 7, well, I mean, I'm not sure with 7, whatever, but I always hear, white people say something to the rebels to black, they need to go back where they came from. I'm like,
we came
shit.
from here.
Yeah. Do y'all even know where
Y'all
came
bothers
from?
here.
Yeah.
Look. As much as I hear about the government, the pros and cons, this is one thing that I'll debate anybody about. Everything about the United States of America and its territories is based on blackness. There's nothing you can say, show, or do where you won't see this as a part of it, even if it was forced. So when we talk about it, I got it. They got the laws written different ways. They got different ways of doing stuff. They got the gerrymander. I got all that stuff. But at the end of the day, we're talking about something that's inherently ours anyway. So why do we have to kill and fight to get it? The reason why they didn't like President Obama, in my humble opinion, is because he was a black man beating them at their own game. He didn't go up there with a dashiki on trying to fight for black power. He said, no, we're all American. But all of y'all are under me. I am the president. That's one of the first things he said when they were trying to talk to him and tell him what he needed to do and how he needed to act president. He said, y'all forget, I won the race. I'm the president. And again, I keep saying this because that was at a higher level. What if we had this same energy at the lower level? What if we had this same energy on a block with 7 or 8 houses involved? What if we had the same energy at these council members' meetings? When we talk about Black Wall Street, that wasn't something that happened in some faraway distant land. It happened in Tulsa with a whole bunch of white people with sundown towns that said, stay out, nigga. We don't want you here. And you know what they said?
No.
You're right. We're not going to come in there. We're going to flip our money in our community. If we need a doctor, we'll make a doctor. We need a lawyer, we'll make a lawyer. And before you knew it, that was the only town that had a damn airport. They couldn't stand it. They couldn't stand it so much that not only did they go in there and kill blacks, they burnt it out of existence. This was the first city that was actually bombed. Look this shit up. They actually bombed Black Wall Street out of hatred. And the hatred wasn't because we went over there and fought them. It was because they looked over the tracks where they said, y'all need to stay over there. And they saw nice furs. They saw jazz music. They saw fucking black excellence. We need to bring that back. But we need to bring it back with the clause of, if you come across these tracks, I got something for your ass. That's when I'll let you do your thing, 7. But not over there.
That's
when they come over on our look, and this what we this what we have on our city blocks. Hey, if you come in here with shit, we're gonna bring the 7 out.
There you go.
That's how we keep it.
We're gonna have a black ball with a 7, not an 8 ball. Nigga,
yeah, no, a 7. Look, you don't want to come over here, not just after sundown, anytime, because you come with that bullshit. We letting out the 7. You getting the 7.
That's why 7 is so important, man. We way more strong. We way more creative. We got way more knowledge.
We could do so much more without doing nothing. And guess what? When they see it, they're not just going to fear it, they're going to respect it. The problem that happened back in the day was they feared it, but they didn't respect it. That's why they went in there and did the shit that they did.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reason why when the gang members started doing what they were doing, they flooded them with dope and illegal shit to disrupt them.
There you go.
Because it's a fear. Our fighting ability is not up for question. It is a fear. But the thing that they fear most is when we get quiet and just start doing shit.
When we start reading them books.
Yeah, that's when we get quiet. You don't read loud, you read and you do shit. Go. That's where our power's at.
Mark,
what the business is. Man, I'll tell you what, you never know what you're gonna get here on Barbershop Talk, Mark. I can't even recap all that's been said because we didn't went all around the world from sundown towns and everywhere. So, but I appreciate you tapping in, appreciate you coming and asking what are we talking about. But stay tuned, don't go anywhere because you just never know what's gonna happen here on Wizzo Talk. But like I say, I think Arv just went on, put on, we talk about okay. But so with that being said, anybody have another comment on that before I go over here to 7?
Yeah, man. So I just want to say, man, or you just proved my point, basically, bro. The people told them people they didn't want them there. They said I went and built their own shit, and the people came over and destroyed their shit and killed them people. Why the fuck would we even let that repeat itself? Why we just don't wipe our enemies out? Like, why do we still let these motherfuckers breathe?
I agree with you to a point, man. I agree with everything you said until you said, let's go across the tracks. I'd rather you use all that energy that you're going to expel across the track, exterminating them to building us up. And after we build us up and they want to come over here, we release the 7, not before.
The tracks and the other side of the tracks is our shit. Fuck them.
Let them stay where they at. Let's do
we
us
own
first.
The tracks. We own the land the tracks on, dog. That's all I'm trying to say. Fuck them.
But can we have a starting point before we start destroying shit?
When we build up our stuff, we can build up to protect our stuff this time.
This time? Oh,
yeah.
No. Look, we building up off the backs of their demise, dog.
Hey, Brother Wu, not only do we build ourselves up, guess what? We do the same thing that they're doing everywhere. Once we start building up and the prices go up, if you can't keep up, you got to move out. That's not our fault. That's the rules that you put out. Yeah. If we make this community so tight, number one, if you so uncomfortable with us, you're going to move anyway.
True.
That's what the South Side used to be all white. Check that out. The South Side of Chicago used to be all white. When we came in there, and we couldn't go anywhere else, and we started making moves, they moved the hell out. They went to the suburbs. Same thing with Detroit. Detroit was doing beautifully. They started seeing too many black people. They were like, you know what? before we hand this over to them to have, we just gonna move all our resources out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a documentary that's speaking on that. It's in New York, the same way this guy who still lived in the same neighborhood, he showed his when he was like in the second or third grade, his whole class was all black. And as he started scrolling through the timeline, he started and he didn't even realize it when it was happening. And that's what happened. Black people start thriving and all that. The white people start trying to move in. As black people start thriving, they moved out, and white people start moving in. Before he knew it, his whole class was all white. He was the only black boy right there. He was like, "What the hell happened?" Yep. And now he's an older man, and he's teaching his children and his grandchildren for that not to happen to them.
Yeah.
And so, like you talking about, Brother Orvie, and things that have happened here, like I'm in the Dallas area, you know, Oak Cliff used to be all white, now it's all black, you know, and it's growing up. But as more black people start thriving, they start moving out in the suburbs. You know, that'd be a good talk right there.
Oh, that'd be a great talk. Because
that'd be a great talk. Why when we come up, we move to the outskirts and we don't stay in the city part.
And brother, I got a whole conversation for that. So
hold on to that. Don't let none of that go.
Write that down.
Yeah, we got to get on to that. Topic. I need to come over here to Tony right quick, Anthony right quick. But just to recap, you know, we was talking about sundown towns, kids crying and teaching our kids about. I heard just some feedback.
True that.
I don't know where that's coming from, but let me go ahead because I done lost my thought. We got a little feedback coming from somewhere. I hear an echo. I don't know if it's me, but let me come over here to Anthony right quick and see what you got.
I'm in Indiana. Like I said, I'm in Indiana. I'm familiar with sundown towns because I lived in Texas for what, 7 years, 6 years, 7 years. But I'm familiar with sundown towns and things. I just don't have to deal with them as much being from here. But it's a different kind of racism up here. But okay. I still have to deal with that stuff up here.
Right.
But I'm just listening to you guys, and I'm learning from you guys when you talk about sundown towns and stuff like that. But I can't really comment much on that.
Okay, well, we appreciate you being here, but hold up, Seth. I see you got something, but then why are people against building Amazon factories in Queens? Mark, I don't know anything about that. You know, down here in Texas, you know, why they're against building Amazon factories in Queens. I wish we can get you on the show one time and maybe on the next barbershop topic, and you can kind of talk about a little bit of that for us. So hit me up in the comments if you'd like to be on the show. 7, what were you about to say?
I'm about to say, shit, Indiana boy, they clan out there, ain't they? This racist Indiana, dog.
The supreme leader of the Ku Klux Klan used to live just some miles from me.
Right.
Why this motherfucker still alive? That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
why we kill this dude, bro? Like, fuck, like that shit right there fuck with my mind, bro. We out here killing each other, but we can't kill our enemies. Like, bro, even the government not above killing motherfuckers. They still out here assassinating people, bro. Why we not out here? Why we ain't got
not condone killing anybody.
I'll
be free.
Man, yeah, we just free talking. Yeah.
If the U.S. government didn't condone killing people, it wouldn't have a military, man. You know what I'm saying? They out here killing motherfuckers, bro. Them guns ain't out here blowing kisses. You feel me?
Let me come right over here to not to cut 7 off and say whatever, but I know I heard Arvis put that on out there that we don't condone no killing, but hey, this is just barbershop talk and everybody just talking freely. But
just join the chat.
I see that he's saying the AOC derailed it, you know, and Dems are keeping the poor people poor. You know, Arvis just commented on that too. Unfortunately, the Dems is superpower. Yeah, I've heard someone say that before, and I'm gonna come back to probably Arby for the next one. But I've heard someone say before that the Dems are always wanting to give people something and just keep people down and keep them and give them this and give them that. And the Republicans are wanting them to work for it. But shit, I always see the Republicans trying to make sure that the rich got a whole bunch of shit. As far as the Dems giving out whatever, 45 say make America great. To me, it seemed like start at home. Start at home by giving, if this person needing a hand or needing a loan, give them this or give them that before we give shit to every other country. So I don't see anything with giving here in the United States, but that's just kind of a quick little thing. Arby, were you about to say something on that? But the casinos, but they support the casinos in Queens. Yeah, I don't know that, Mark. We need to get you on the show, man, on the next barbershop talk. We can get you agree with it.
I kind of know what he's talking about, but I mean that's everywhere. That's here. They won't do a lot of the gambling stuff in Texas because they can't figure out a way how to make money off of it.
Yeah, and Mark Cuban is trying to get it here in Texas, but he's getting that pushback because right now it's right across the street in Oklahoma. So he is doing that. So Mark, I appreciate you tapping in, appreciate all the comments and everything, and appreciate the guests that's watching the show.
I was trying to respond, but it won't let me join.
It won't let you push no comments?
No, join the chat. It's asking me to log in with my YouTube, and it's trying to. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah, I ain't on that end, so I don't know.
Arby, what you got? Comment on the Republicans and the Democrats. And this is the reason why I'm an independent, because it seems to me the Democrats always play the part of trying to help people, but just enough to where they can come back and say, thank you, Democrats, for helping me, not making them independent and strong. The Republicans, even though some of them want you to start a business and be better on your own and get it on your own, the majority of them are like, no, we're talking about the big businesses, not you, Mr. Entrepreneur, not you, Mr. 500,000 or less a year. We're talking about the big boys. Why don't you go talk to the Democrats? So when we look at this election, again, this election is not even about Republican versus Democrat. It's really about the Trump supporters versus democracy. Once Trump is out the way, we're going to go back to normal where the Democrats want to give all this stuff just enough for you to survive, and the Republicans are going to still be talking about these values, but the values only start at 1 million plus. We got to get back to middle America. We got to get back to the people that's really paying the taxes out here and make sure they got more to show for it. Because that's the people they're not talking to. They're not talking to the people that's getting up every day, working 2 or 3 jobs, can't retire, got families living generational together because they can't afford it, and nobody's asking them what they want. And if they did ask them what they want, I'm pretty sure, especially the ones I talked to, and by the way, I grew up in Louisiana. That's why I can talk a lot about that. A lot of them jokers are like, I don't care about the color. Can I keep more of my paycheck? Can I get more benefits that's going to help me send my kids to school without being broke? Can I send my grandmother to the hospital without having to sell our family house? If you can tell me that, I'll be good. I'll be working. I don't care about all the shit y'all doing. But right now, the parties are playing to the extremes. And one is not better than the other. And that's why when people say, hey, man, you sound like a Republican. No, I'm not a Republican, but I'm not a Democrat either. I'm a capitalist. America is a capitalist country. I don't care what anybody says. All this kumbaya stuff does not apply in America. The only thing that applies is the money. That's what makes things move.
It's all about power.
Money is power. And if we're not giving middle America the money to have the power to pass down money, generational wealth, we're starving ourselves to the point where the rich are getting richer and forgetting about us, and the poor are getting to the point of lawlessness because they got nothing left.
Well, I agree with most of what you said, Brother Irvin. That's bad English. I agree with everything you said. I just want to add a piece to what you said. When you talk about generational wealth, there's generational wealth opportunities out there, but we won't take advantage of them, or we won't learn them. You know, we bring stuff up, we learn new things, and we try to bring them, and we try to give them to other people or whatever, and they fall on deaf ears because it's not where. Go back to what Brother Anthony said, and Brother Seven to probably piggyback on this too, is it's not the normal way of doing things. It's not the normal way of making money. There's more ways to make money. There's newer ways to make money. You know, Brother Seven was talking about currency. You know, everybody's sleeping on on cryptocurrency. I don't care what you say, it's gonna happen. Just like Brother Seven said, the currency is steady going down, and eventually, you know, it's gonna fail. They're gonna move to a new currency system. And so the people who not trying to learn about it, don't want to hear about it, you know, I wish I knew more about it. And I'm in IT. I know all about crypto, but I wasn't in the right conversations, in the right huddle, you know, when they were talking about, you know, cryptocurrency, you know, when it Bitcoin, when it first started out, when it was 9 cents, 10 cents,
Yeah.
$1. I had $100. If I had 100 Bitcoin right now, I'd be
Ooh.
having somebody else talk to them. Tell them I said this. I'd be a billionaire.
Yeah, I agree with what you said right there too, Mark. A comment that he posted right there. Okay, so check this out, guys, right here. So it's approaching the 2 hour mark, and I usually only run the podcast for about 2 hours, and we get to going, boy. I say that's the thing about barbershop talk. You never know what the hell you're gonna get, and sometimes we just get to going, and it just get good and it's fire. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go around the horn and get the closing comments from everybody. There's that dang on echo again. And thanks, Mark. We appreciate it. So, Anthony, you got anything before we close out?
Only to say that I present my anything I say about this stuff. I present my argument without fear of successful contradiction. So I've already sent you a copy of my lawsuit. I've already emailed a copy of my lawsuit to you, so you can forward it to the other brothers that you want to. But I appreciate this opportunity, and you guys have really said made some intelligent comments and things and stuff, and I'm proud to be a part of it. That's it.
Yeah, that's what's up. We appreciate you. And Mark, we
Brother
appreciate
Wizzo
you.
and
Thank you
Brother
for doing a
Anthony,
good job. I'd like to have you on one time still. Let's go to Woo. What you got, Woo?
I was gonna say, I don't know what I did. Let me turn myself back. I was trying to help with the feedback. But yeah, brother Wizzo, I definitely want to hear about brothers Anthony's ordeal from a standpoint of maybe, you know, I can help with the resources, some sort of resources. Maybe it's a resource that he's lacking or that he doesn't see. So that's
I,
why I'm more interested to see what he's talking about. And my other thing, Brother Mark mentioned something, and that was one of my other talking points. Brother Mark, they are teaching about investment, but it's going over our kids' head. You know, one of my other talking points, we can use the other time. I'm gonna throw this one out here for free. Do we, and you guys are very, very intelligent and smart, but do we know that they based upon the pilgrims, they know how many prisons they're gonna need, how many prison beds they're gonna need based upon our children, the level that they can read by the 4th grade.
Man.
And not nothing new. You guys don't know. So when we got a kid that can't learn like the way I learn, or can't learn the way that you learn, what they do? They dim them, or they mark them as being, you know, middle retarded, can't see. They put them in special ed. That's what they used to call them when I was in school. Yeah. They label them as special ed. I get excited now, and I get not emotional to crying, but my brain start going faster than I can talk. But they label them as special ed. That's wrong. That's why the parent, damn, I'd have hit myself and punched myself. That's why the parents need to kick back and push back. No, ain't nothing wrong with my child. Maybe that teacher can't teach. Yeah. Maybe that teacher can't speak right. Maybe that teacher's Oriental. Maybe that teacher's African, and they can't understand them to learn and to comprehend. So they are teaching, Brother Mark, they are teaching about investment. There's financial stuff in these classes in 4th and 5th grade. I remember when they start talking about percentages, won't you know about, you know, 100ths and 10th of a cent and all that? That's investment. Yeah. That's the basics. So when you can't get that, when you get in high school, then you're lost in the shuffle.
What's up? All right. Come on, 7. What you got right there, 7? Closing out. What you got?
I thought my man Anthony had his hand up. I thought he wanted to say something.
Oh, I missed it. Did he? I didn't. I didn't
Yeah, I
look.
did. I did, but all I wanted to do, only thing I wanted to say was, please put me in touch with the brother that said we needed to get brother Baker Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Please put me in touch with that brother.
Huh?
Okay.
That was who said
Okay,
that?
but you have a copy in your email because I've
Yeah.
emailed you a copy of my lawsuit.
Yeah. And that was Wu that was asking about it. Also about interested in your story and everything like that. So I forwarded that to I forwarded it to both of them.
Yeah,
And
okay,
and then they'll see your email in the forward, I believe, and they'll be able to
okay,
reply to you.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
All right. I'm
Thank you.
sorry I missed that. I didn't see your hand up. Seven, what you got?
Man, I just want to say that, man, money and everything, man. Knowledge is true power. Because without knowledge, you wouldn't even know how to get the money anyway. As far as my man Wu, he was saying about the learning, bro, they only teach one way. There's several different learning styles and techniques of teaching. They don't even apply it. They only use one. And they only been using one. So when they start marking your kids down as they slow and shit, you gotta think about that. Maybe a kid just that's not their learning style. Maybe they're a
There you
visual
go.
learner. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they need they had a hands-on type shit. People don't take that into consideration. We listen to our enemies to teach our children. We listen to our enemies to write our books and our history, and we listen to our enemies to give us our food, water, clothing, and all the shit that we think we need to live. Our enemies give us these things, and there's poison in every last one of them joints, man. They poison our clothes, our food. You trust your doctor, they fucking you over. You know what I'm saying, bro? Listen, until we open our minds to having our own shit, growing our own shit, and learning our own shit, we gonna forever be fucked over. We really got to get our minds right, bro, and step out of the system of our enemies and start living within the means of our people, how we're supposed to live as the people that we are, because we are very divine people, bro. We're gifted, and we don't even live in it. And we really need to get back into who we are and learning who we are without our enemies telling us that we started off as slaves, man. That's all I gotta say.
I agree.
What's up? OB, what you got for us closing out?
Well, as always, it's a pleasure to talk to brothers with different mindsets. And again, I can't stress this enough. We can't just be sitting in a room with like-minded individuals and having that comfortable conversation. We got to have that conversation that makes us a little uncomfortable. It makes us stand our ground. But at the end, all of us know we're going for the same goal. So we got to have that. And a couple of points I want to make out of the conversation that we had. Number one, teaching is not teaching future leaders. Our schools, even our universities, are teaching for future employees. That's why they have these tests that they have to pass, and they don't want them to think. They just want them to pass that check, and that way they can get a minimum wage job and be an employee. The other unfortunate truth about some of the things that came up is the prison complex, which is akin to the school, but it's unfortunate that you can invest in the prison complex right now and become a millionaire, because we have more people in jail, not just by percentage, but by per capita in the world. China used to be number one. Look that up. It was only like 15 years ago. We're number one. That's why the jails are doing so good. And we got to change that. The way we change that is getting back to basics. And Wizzo, you said this before. It starts in the family, getting the families. Seven says that all the time. But we got to start at the community. And I'm not just saying this is something that's great to put on here and it's going to be an excerpt from the podcast. This is something that I'm actively doing. And I'm not putting this out to a challenge to you, brothers, but it's as an invitation to go to the community that you're in or that you want to be in and invest something. I went back to Louisiana and I got my great-grandmother's property. Of course, the rest of the family wanted to tear it down and put a trailer on there. I said, hell no, we're going to be putting okra on here. We're going to put cabbage on here. I'm going to get me a goat. And that's where I'm retiring at. And then where my mom lives in Thibodeau, I got 2 lots there. I won't let anybody touch it. I keep it clean. And when I have enough money, I'm going to put some trailers on there and I'm going to have a rent to own. Not just renting, rent to own. So I can put some young brother or some young sister or some young family in there so they can start their own generational wealth. Because this is something I learned after I was grown, not when I was a kid. So if we want to apply this stuff, we got to start it somewhere. This is where I'm starting at, and I'm inviting y'all to do it. And that's all I got, man. Brothers, I appreciate having y'all out here, man. Having this conversation has been good for the soul. I mean that.
Hey, Wizzo.
Uh,
I just want to say one thing. Hey, Ori for president.
hey, he say he run it. Well, what's the change now?
Hey, they better watch out, because if I'm president, you make me mad, I'm gonna have to roll that 7 on you.
I about to say he gonna have to have you as his minister of defense or some kind of. He gonna have to put you somewhere in the army stuff. But man, it everything started at the crib, man. We gotta parents gotta start taking more control of their children's learning.
Got to.
Right. And I'm gonna just go on and close out with this here and just say, like Ari said, Wizzo Talk is not here to promote any killing going on and murdered kids or anything
You better
like
put the
that.
same out there, kid.
What you say, we just here having a conversation and we just talking. But guys, I have to tell you guys, whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching it later, on Barbershop Talk, you never know what you're gonna get. Look at our report that Blitz. You never know what you're gonna get here on Barbershop Talk. I ask all my guys when they come on, my guests, to bring a topic, and once that topic comes, we just go from there. So I'm getting the feedback, and so I don't want to keep going on. I don't know where it's coming from, but anyway, with all that being said, guys, he didn't change it. Hey guys, I appreciate y'all taking the time out to come on Wizzo Talk. Like I always say, when I think about it, my podcast don't make shit. I can't pay you guys shit, but you come on here and we talk a little shit. We make some good points and some good topics, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. So this your boy Paul Wizzo. With that being said, I'll let your boy, and we about to get up out of here.